Welcome to our program NJO LEO, which means in English, today is the day. So we are welcoming you to watch us, follow us, listen to the information from the Republic Democratic du Congo in the language of English. We are going to give the main points of what is happening in the Congo, and at the end of the program, we will just pick up one point and we'll try to do some type of analysis. We'll analyze it, we'll go deeper in that point so that people can understand what is happening in the Congo, how it happens, why it happens so, or again, what can be the consequences or advantages of what is happening or what is taking place right now. My name is Odon Bulamba. I'm the one who is going to share with you this information, and from time to time I will do it in the language of English, French, Swahili, as well as Lingala. So be aware that you can find some other versions which are of those languages, so don't be surprised. And if you're interested, we'll ask you if this is your first time, and of course this is also our first program. We'll ask you to subscribe so that whenever we publish something, you can be aware of it, you can be alerted, and you can watch us live. So once again, it's me, Odon Bulamba, who is gonna share this program with you. Without spending a lot of time, let us go to the main line of the actuality that the Congo has been going through now. Our first point will be about the declaration of Vital Kamerhe. Vital Kamerhe is one of the opposition leaders who is inviting other colleagues of the opposition to have or to choose one candidate who will represent the opposition for the coming election, which will take place in December 23rd, 2018 in DRC, Democratic Republic of Congo. The second point that we'll talk about will be about Félix Tshisekedi, who presented his project in case he becomes the president of Republic Democratic of Congo, DRC. Félix Tshisekedi needs 86 billions of dollars, 86 billions of dollars in order to run the country for 10 years. So for him, he needs 2 terms, and for those 2 terms, what he needs is only 86 billions of dollars. The third point that we'll talk about will be about a political party called PALU in the Congo, and that political party has rejected one of its leaders by the name of Adolphe Muzito. So the branch of that PALU, the branch which are located in Beni and Butembo, for them, they will continue to stick and to stand on the side and behind Adolphe Muzito, as Adolphe Muzito also presented himself as an independent candidate or candidate for some other political party for the presidential in Congo. So Adolphe Muzito wants to be a president of the Congo, but not representing PALU. He represented instead another political party. Now, those who are followers, members of PALU in Beni and Butembo, they stand by his side and they say they will vote for him. The other point that we'll talk about will be about 2 prisoners in Ilebo. 2 prisoners in the prison of Ilebo have died. So cholera has stricken the prison, and 2 people have been victims of that sickness. And finally, we'll talk about Willy Mishiki. Willy Mishiki, who is a former Minister of Energy, Deputy Minister of Energy in the Congo. He was condemned for 3 months, and he cannot continue to campaign. He cannot continue to postulate. He cannot continue to be a candidate for the coming elections because he is now under arrest for 3 months. The reason of the arrestation, I will develop them as we are moving forward. So that's what I will talk about today, and as I said at the last minute of our conversation, I will stick on one topic, which I will call the analysis of the information. And that topic will be the first one. We'll look at the budget of Félix Tshisekedi and what impact can it have on the Congolese people or on our country, the Republic Democratic of Congo. So without wasting time, let us move forward and start to go deeply in our information. So the first point is about Vital Kamerhe. Vital Kamerhe is the boss or the president of one movement known as UNC. Vital Kamerhe, as a candidate of UNC, has put together as leaders of the opposition, and they come up with the idea of choosing one candidate to represent the opposition to the coming election of 23rd December 2018. For Vital Kamerhe, he's asking his colleagues that in order to succeed, in order to win that battle, they have to be flexible, meaning that a candidate have to accept if they are not chosen to represent the whole opposition, then they have to accept it. So they need to be more flexible in order to allow victory to come on their side. On the other side, the presidential majority, the group of Kabilas, they have already chosen someone who represents all of them. So the opposition also on their turn, they want to choose someone who will be there in order to represent them. But flexibility is a requirement according to Vital Kamerhe. And when we talk about flexibility, that means that behind the scene, there is a misunderstanding. Maybe there are those candidates who don't want to give up because they want to be seen as a president. They want to be seen as, you know, the major leaders. They want to be somewhere there occupying some position while maybe they don't fit. That's why Kamerhe is now advising, is preaching to them to accept, to be flexible, to be at least, you know, to have that consciousness, to say, look, we are wrong somewhere, and whenever we are wrong, someone who is capable of doing the job, give to them the chance to do the job, because they will defend the nation and not defend their own party, their own belief, or their own lives. So that was his message to his colleagues. We don't know yet who will be that candidate. Time is moving fast. Elections are not far anymore, are not far away anymore. So they have to hurry up in order for the opposition to not be late or find themselves between the hammer and the nail. And among the criteria, according to Kamerhe, among the criteria that they are supposed to be looked at, a good candidate must be experienced. He must have some experience. He although didn't define what type of experience is needed, but I think that experience should be in leadership, how to lead a country, or maybe that person has already lead a group of people. Maybe he has already lead his political party, maybe, but that person is required to have some type of experience. He needs to be educated, or to be also to have enough training, maybe in politics, maybe in management, we don't know, but that person requires some training, he needs some experience, some also training or studies in order to be capable of leading the country. And the last point that Kamerhe suggested was that the candidate must be apt, must be at the level of governing, of leading, of being a true leader of a nation, not a true leader of just a political party, but a true leader for the nation. So those are the points that Kamerhe has presented to the colleagues and friends to say, okay, in order for us to go to the battle of presidential election, this is what we need. On the second point, Félix Tshisekedi, as the leader of UDPS, has come up with a budget, and he said in case he will be elected as the president of DRC, for him he will need $86 billion US dollars so that he can lead the country and he can put the country back at the right level, where the country should be. And he says he will do that in 10-year time. So if he was given $86 billion for 10 years, he's able to help the country to come out from the chaos, or to come out from all those difficulties, challenges that the country has been facing so far. So Félix Tshisekedi said, our country, DRC at the moment, doesn't have a government. It's a country without government. It's like an animal without head. It's a headless country, I should say. For him, he says that if he takes the power, if he takes the seat, he will reshape the country by reorganizing the administration of the country first. Then we look at the justice system in place, because justice has to be free and independent. He carried on by saying that in case he becomes the president of the country, he will make sure the country, people of the country, have done what you are calling reconciliation. They have come back together and they will fight against corruption, and all that has been killing DRC economy. Félix Tshisekedi will stand against it and will defeat it. So this will be the point that I will develop at the end. How with $86 billion does he think that he can fix things, he can put things in place, and the situation of the Congo can come back to normal? The other point is that we will talk about, it's about the people of Beni and Butembo. Members of Palu in Beni and Butembo, they have decided to support Adolphe Muzito, who once a while he was rejected by Palu, and Palu has suspended his activities to say that he cannot be one of theirs because he chose to represent other political parties, to be their candidate to the presidential, while he belongs to Palu. Regardless of the decision of Palu, those sections of Beni and Butembo have said, we are not giving up, we are going to support Adolphe Muzito, regardless of what has happened. We go to Ilebo. Ilebo is another corner in Kasai. The prison of Ilebo has got a capacity of 250 people. One of those old prisons, as you may be aware of. All the prisons in the Congo, or 90% or 99% of prisons in the Congo, were built during the time of colonization, meaning before 1960. So those prisons are quite old. They are very small in scale, and they are packed actually. You'll find, for example, this prison of Ilebo contains, was built for 250 prisoners, but now it contains the double or maybe the 3 times number of that 250. You might be shocked to know that, for example, a prison of the capacity of 250 can contain in the Congo 750 prisoners. In those prisons, people don't have water, people defecate in the prisons, people urinate in the prisons, people don't have food, people sleep on the floor, people don't, conditions are miserable. To the point that those who have visited the prisons, they can tell you better to live in hell, excuse me that term, better to live somewhere else rather than living in a prison in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Because of the conditions, which are poor conditions, hygienic poor conditions, prisoners become from time to time sick. They get sick, they die, and no one cares. Actually, we are going through a situation where now, in this prison of Ilebo, 2 prisoners have lost their lives. And we know whenever the Congolese government talk about 2 prisoners who have died, or whenever they say 2 people were killed, normally it will be 200 people. And if they don't exaggerate, then it will be about 20. And we know cholera is a contagious sickness which can pass quickly from one person to another one. with those poor hygienic conditions in prisons, we can imagine how many people so far have died, how many people so far are contaminated, are already sick, and how many people soon or very soon will die because of this sickness that I will call a disaster in our prisons. And for that reason, we are asking for the government of the Congo to take care of the prisoners, to consider them as human, to look at them like people who deserve to live, and to treat them as human indeed. The other point that we'll talk a little bit about is about this gentleman, Willy Mishiki. Willy Mishiki is a former vice minister or deputy minister of energy in the Congo. And Willy Mishiki was to stand in front of the court of law, and he was given 3 months of to be incarcerated, meaning that to live in prison for 3 months. He is under arrest for 3 months because a few weeks ago, Willy Mishiki borrowed money from one of those ladies who exchange money on the street. Normally our banks do those type of exchanges, but because life is so tough, many people prefer to have maybe dollars, euros, or other currencies, and they exchange them on the street. They will gain something smaller, then they can feed their families. So the former minister or former deputy minister borrowed some money from that woman, and when it was time to pay back, the guy became angry. So he bashed the woman. For that reason, the woman complained, so he was under arrest. He was given a 9 days first time, but actually he was given 3 months, so he has to serve for 3 months. And during the 3 months that he has been serving, he was supposed to be, I will say he was a candidate for the election, but he cannot now go ahead because he didn't present his candidacy, he didn't participate to all the process as it should be, therefore is outside of that run. And secondly, he has to spend his few months, if I insist, if he won't corrupt or if he won't bribe in order to be out tomorrow, because corruption also works very well in our prisons, in our justice system, in our country. Everybody knows very well that the DRC bribery speaks louder than realities or than justice. So those are the points that I wanted to talk about, and let me now come to one of our points that I want to analyze, to criticize, to go a little bit deeper in it. And that point will be, as I said from the beginning, it will be about Tshisekedi Félix, who said it can be easy or it can be doable to receive $86 billion US dollars for him to fix, to repair, to put the Congo back on track with $86 billion in 10-year time, or 2 terms, because 1 term for being a president of the Congo actually is 5 years. He is asking for 2 terms with 86 billion, and then Congo will stand firm. To be honest, we cannot say that he doesn't have the right to speak, because everybody has the right to speak. And this is not about Félix Tshisekedi. It's about those who write that report, those who did those studies, and those who compared those studies, I don't know with what, with the realities of Congo, and come up with those numbers. Congo is a big country. It's really vast. And the population of Congo, it's not 20 million, it's not 40 million, it's over 100 million now. So, a small country like Burundi, Rwanda, Lesotho, those small country with a population of 4 million people are those who will tell you in 5-year time, we can spend $86 billion in order to build our economy or to develop our country. It's almost impossible, unless miracle, for $86 billion in the Republic of Democratic of Congo to be something which can make the country to stand strong and to move forward without difficulties. This is like a dream. For me, I would say it's just like a fiction, because that is practically impossible. Other groups, other political parties presented also their budget, their project. For example, the group of Kamere talked about 114 billions for 5-year term, or for one term of 5 years. A group of Bemba spoke about $54 billion for 5 years, one term. A group of Katumbi, the group of Katumbi spoke about 100 billions also for 5 years, which means one term. But the group of Tshisekedi has surprised me, or surprised people, with 86 billions as budget for 10 years. That is practically impossible. Although he says that, you know, he will fight corruption, he will stop corruptions, and money will be there, economy will stand strong and firm, but I believe that no. Personally, according to my analysis, I think that it will never be possible to work. And he continued, he said again, in those 2 terms, in 10-year time, he will fix our system to the point that the hospitals in the Congo will start to see people who leave India to come and get treatment in Congo. I think that is also another point where I will say those who wrote this report for Félix Tshisekedi, they should go back and review it, because their report doesn't reflect the reality. It's like a dream. Why am I saying that? India actually is known as one of the best countries in the world in terms of, you know, medicine. Indian people, their medicine is really so far ahead compared to the medicine in Congo, compared to the medicine in other developed countries. First of all, many people will leave Europe to go and get their treatment in India. People will leave America to go and get some treatment in India. People will come from Africa to go and get treated in India, because the medicine there is at a high standard, and secondly, it's cheap, it's affordable. But in the Congo, actually, medicine doesn't exist. I should say that it doesn't exist somehow. And if it exists, it's at the lowest level that we cannot even explain. And secondly, most of our universities which train students of medical studies are corrupt. You can find someone who will complete the medical studies and cannot even be able to prescribe or to give a prescription to a patient. He is unable even to understand what can cause such and such and such a thing in someone's life, because the educative system so far has been corrupted, and people will just pay some money and they will pass. To the point that today, many people prefer to cross the border to go and find some medicine somewhere, to go and be treated in a medical clinic somewhere else rather than in the Congo. However, we have got also good doctors in the Congo. We have got good students who have been putting effort, sacrificing time, and working hard in order to gain knowledge. But majority of those students who give a lot, they are deceived by the system, because in education at the level of university, primary school, secondary school, corruption comes first. Some institutions, yes, we can say, okay, a little bit they are okay, but at 90% or 99%, even if you allow me, most of our universities, high schools, primary schools are corrupt. Teachers don't teach because they don't have salaries. How should I survive? They have to take the bribery in order to survive. How should they teach while they are hungry? They have to accept bribery in order to feed themselves, to feed their families. And that's a reality in the Congo. You can find someone who cannot write even his name, but he will tell you that he holds a master's degree. That is not a shocking story, but that is a reality. So therefore, I would say that our people who said to Félix Tshisekedi, those who write those reports, they should know that India is an advanced country in medical studies. And whenever we will reach, at the time that we will reach the level of India, India, of course, also is going to progress. They progress day after day. They will be at another highest level. Maybe Tshisekedi wanted to say, I assume he wanted to say that in coming time, in those 10 years, if Tshisekedi is the president of the Congo, medical condition in the Congo will change, will improve. Because so far, our hospitals are among the horrible hospitals in the world. Conditions are extremely poor, not only poor, but extremely poor. Where you'll find patients lying on the floor, where you'll find that in the hospital you'll become more sicker than staying at home, where you'll find that there is no medicine in the hospitals. You'll find that in order to be treated, you have to pay and bribe. In order to see the doctor, you have to bribe and pay. Everything is about money. And sometimes the doctor will hold you for no reason. They will hold you for days. They will send you to go through different exams which you don't even need in order for them also to make money. So everything is corrupt at all levels. We don't know when and how this is going to end, but thank you, Tshisekedi, for your project. But the project, I find it not only of Tshisekedi, but also with other members of the opposition. They should give to us a project which are realistic, project which makes sense, not to give just flattery to the people of the Congo to say, okay, whenever I become a president, I will do such and such and such thing for you, and then you'll become rich, and then your life will change in a second or in a 2 seconds. That is practically impossible. It won't change so fast as they are trying to force us to accept. They have to be more realistic and say, look, with a budget of maybe 86 billion, we can develop one province of the Congo. We have got 26 big provinces. They can say, well, this budget can help one province of Congo maybe in 10 years or in 5-year time. And secondly, as we are giving to you those budget or project for our mandate in case we become president, Congolese, you have to know that we will not just going to become president today and on the same day things will start to change in the Congo. No, we need to go through a change, and that change will go step by step. We can't change everything abruptly or the country will become developed while it was developing just 2 days ago. There is a path to go through. And that path will lead the country to a great change. But we have to follow it step by step. So politicians should explain to us, how are they going to change the country? We understand those are your budgets, but how are you going to use those budgets in order to improve our country conditions, in order to change our country economy, in order to change whatever the Congo has been going through? And after explaining how, you have also to tell us how long is it going to take. You have also to tell us who is going to do what. So give us a clear picture, not just telling the population, we are going to do this for you and you'll become this. It will not work like that. Things will go completely wrong. I don't have to stop you or to say that you don't have the right to dream. Every person has got the right to dream. The law of the Congo doesn't stop anyone to dream. You can dream that, but don't make people to believe that your dream is a reality. Tell people the truth is crucial, is very important, because Congolese people have been suffering a lot. They have been going through what the world has never known. And the entire continent today can testify it. The world, those who visit Africa, Congo, they can tell you. Those who watch the news, they can tell you that Congo has been through a lot. Every single day is a disaster in the Congo. If you wake up the next morning, it's a privilege. You find it really a privilege because you are not even sure that the next morning I will be alive. If you go out, you are not sure that in the evening you'll be back home because there is risk every time whenever you go outside of your perimeter or your house. So for that reason, I will continue to advise our people of the opposition that it's good to have projects. It's good to think about our future, but start also to give to us a plan. We see on TVs, we read from newspapers, we see from other countries, developed countries. During this time of elections, candidates will stand there in front of the TV. Or there will be a TV show where candidates have to debate. They have to present their budget. They have to present their project to the population. Why not in Congo? Why can't you present your project at the national television so the entire country can watch, everybody can understand, everybody can know exactly what is coming and what is happening? That's very important for the population. But whenever you just read a one page of your document and you tell people this is what I have to go to do, this is what I have to change in the Congo, how we don't know how you are going to do it, when you are going to do it, how things will work, the country will continue to suffer disaster, one disaster after another one. So we are begging you, politicians, we are begging you, the government of the Congo, to do something which is clear and transparent. So population has a right to know. Why not maybe to have a debate where Kamere can tell us what exactly we want to do, how he's going to do it. Tshisekedi can tell us what he wants to do, how he's going to do it. Bemba and others, Matungulu and so on. All of them, they can present their project. We can ask them a few questions. And from those questions, we'll get the light. We'll understand exactly what is going to take place very soon in our country. And as the opposition is telling us they want to present to us a unique candidate, one candidate who will represent the opposition, I would suggest also that they can also give to us one program, one project for the opposition. Instead of Kamere giving us a project of $114 billion, someone else has brought another project of 100 billions, that was Katumbi, another one at 54 billions, that's Bemba, and finally, Tshisekedi offer another project of 86 billions for the period of 10 years. It will be better for you people of the opposition to unite, come back to us with one program, with one budget, and explain it to us clearly so that we can understand what is happening, what you are going to do for us. We don't expect you, as it has been in the past, during the period of election, of campaigning, that when you come, you give to our people a t-shirt, you give to them maybe 500 grams of beans, you give to them maybe 1 kilogram of salt, so that they can vote you, and once they vote for you, you disappear. You forget about them. We are tired of those type of bribery during the campaign for your elections. You can give to me 1 kilogram of salt now. I will use it for 1 week, 2 weeks, and it will be gone. But you'll be there leading me, representing me for 10 years or 5 years. Then those 5 years will be 5 years of disasters and misery. So the population of Congo is tired. The people of Congo have been crying for so long. They need transparency in your way of talking. They need to see things clearly so that they can understand who are their leaders, where their leaders are taking them, and what is going to happen in the future. So those are my comments for this program of today. I will leave that at this note, and I wish to talk to you again next time. I wish you a good day wherever you are. May God bless the Congo. May God bless you, the person who has been following me, watching me. May God bless you, the person who has been contributing with your comments. May God bless you, the person who has been caring for the Congo. Congo will continue to be one. Congo will continue to be strong. Congo will continue to be united. Congo will stand alone. May God bless Congo. May God be on our side. Thank you so much for watching me. And if this is your first time, as I repeat again, it's also our first time, we will invite you to subscribe yourself, subscribe and become one of ours. If you want to follow us from time to time, there is a bell there. You can click on that bell. So whenever we publish something, you can be alerted. And if you like our program, why not to give us a thumb up, like, and by putting that like thumb there, it will encourage us to move forward. Thank you so much for every time. Thank you so much for every single minute you have offered to us. We hope to see you again soon in our next programs. Thank you and goodbye for now.